Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dialogue Dome. How are we doing today? My name is Brendan. That's Roxanne over there. This is food,
Hi.
and today we are going to
hmm
be doing a
Eating.
more
Eating during
yes,
the.
yes.
We're going to be
This is
eating during the
this is
fucking
the eating
podcast.
episode, everybody. This is it. That's all we're doing is we're going to be eating. No, this is the reason why we're eating is because I feel like this is just a more casual episode. We're gonna do another casual episode, very, very relaxed. Um, we're gonna talk
hmm
about unpopular opinions. I have a list of unpopular opinions that we're gonna go
Okay.
through, and
Okay.
we are going to agree, disagree, and explain why.
Hmm. Okay.
And I think that it will. Um, I think that should get us through an hour of content. I don't know. I'm feeling just being casual
It
today.
might. It might be able to do that. Yeah.
How?
Yeah. I'm feeling fairly casual today. I'm not really.
Yeah.
Like I didn't put on any makeup. I'm not all
Yeah.
gussied up or anything.
How are you, Roxanne?
Fairly
What's up?
casual
How's
day.
life?
I'm doing good. Things have been going relatively well. Life has been challenging. If I wanted to get into it, I could be. I could get into it, but I think for the most part, things have been going well. Definitely a lot better since I've moved. I've been hearing some stuff about Idaho in recent news, and it's
Man, you just really want to
man, like
you want to turn every episode into a trans episode, I swear.
I'm not trying. It's really hard when I'm just being myself.
Okay, let's not do this today. Let's just, we did this with every other episode. Let's not do this today. I'm sorry that's happening. I am aware of what's
I know.
happening. It's horrible.
I'm
But
sorry as well. It's
let's
awful.
try to escape from reality for the next hour.
Mhm.
Um
I'm okay providing some escapism for people.
yeah. I'm doing good. Life is
Oh,
good.
good.
Um
Good. 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 Good.
yeah.
Good. Good. Good.
Job is okay. Got a new
Mhm.
boyfriend. That's kind of cool. Um yeah,
Ooh.
that's kind of a nice thing.
Lucky
And he is a
duck.
sweetheart, so there you go. Even better.
Oh, I'm
He's a
sure.
sweetheart and a lovey-dovey boy. Um
Hmm.
but anyway, that's my updates. I don't really have any other updates besides that. We're playing
That's
some good
fair.
games on the
No
channel. I'm
worries.
excited.
Yeah.
All right. Let's dive into this, shall we? I have a list of stuff
Yeah,
that
let's
we
do
can
it.
talk about. I'm very excited
Let's
because
go.
some of these are
Bring
very
it. Hit
controversial,
me.
and I'm very
Oh,
excited.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be super
All right.
fun. Fucking hit me. Hit me. What's it?
All right. Number 1. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Go fuck yourself. I will forever like this is the one thing. This is the one thing that I will forever despise Canada for. I cannot in good conscience let this stand. It's not I'm tired of pretending that it's okay cuz it's not okay.
You know what's hysterical? When I was
What?
at my gratitude event for work, they had a
Mhm.
pineapple and ham pizza, and
Ugh.
I saw like 6 people get so excited and dive into it, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, guys are okay with
Like, I
this?
mean, I just
For
it
the
doesn't
record,
make any sense to me.
hold on. For the record,
Mhm.
I also agree with Roxanne. A little bit less
Mhm.
violently, but I agree with Roxanne.
I'm very violent about
Pineapple does not belong on pizza. I don't know what people are
it.
doing
Mhm.
with that shit. Do you put
I should
strawberries on pizza? Do you put blueberries on pizza?
I
No?
should
Then why is
clarify.
pineapple on pizza?
I should clarify. Here's the clarification, right? I myself personally don't think pineapple works with excuse me. I don't think pineapple works with a marinara sauce personally. It throws off the flavor, and the ham is kind of like, well, I mean, it's not even like it's Canadian bacon, and like it, It doesn't help that I was never really a huge fan of pineapple to begin with, which is why I have such a visceral abhorrence to Hawaiian pizzas, which is another fucking thing, but I'll get into that in a sec. I just think that the pineapple is too sweet. It doesn't mix well with the tomato sauce and the marinara. It contradicts a lot of those flavors, and it just doesn't, like, it's overpowering to a certain extent, and it doesn't mesh, right? It really does feel like somebody just took ham, pineapple, and a marinara and said, "This is the pizza now." Like they wanted to create a new pizza, so they started with the marinara sauce on a basic crust. They got some mozzarella, and they were like, "Okay, what's the toppings now?" And then they just kind of like raided the back of their fridge, and it was like, "That's it. That's the pizza. Cool,
To be fair,
grand."
that's a
And
great
then
way.
convinced, like somehow convinced a very sizable number of people that this was okay, and it's not. It's not okay.
Yeah, for the record, that is a great way, by the way, to clean out your fridge, is to make a pizza, because you can put
Exactly.
so many different kinds of toppings on pizza. But to be fair and to be funny and to also not be funny, like, I agree with you. I also am very annoyed with the fact that it's called Hawaiian pizza, because it's not Hawaiian.
Right?
Um,
It's not
it's
even from. It's Canada. Fucking Canadians made this shit.
yeah.
Don't you dare pin this on the United States. We've got enough problems. You cannot. You can't do this.
I know.
Hawaii deserves better than this.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't like the combination of pineapple on pizza. I tried it a couple times. It was okay.
Again, yeah, it doesn't work.
I just don't like the acidic juice with the with the pizza. It just doesn't work for me.
There's too much acid going on as is.
Yeah.
Like you have the fairly acidic tomato base in the marinara sauce, and then you add more acid on top of it. It just doesn't work. And it's so sweet and I don't know. It doesn't work in that way. Now, could you make a fucking hell?
This is the problem with eating on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. Could you make a pizza with fruit on it and have it taste good? Absolutely. Just don't use marinara as your base. Like there's dessert pizzas. Like dessert pizzas exist. What is a pizza if not a flat piece of bread with stuff on top of it? Like that's kind of all
It's a
you
fancy
really
salad.
need to make. Exactly.
That's all
Like
pizza is.
it's
It's a
an
fancy
open
salad.
face sandwich.
It really is all it is, yeah.
That's all it really has to be. So can you put fruit on a pizza? Yes, if you do it right. I just really think that like throwing ham and pineapple on a marinara pizza is the laziest thing I have ever heard anybody do, and I am tired of accepting and acknowledging the fact that people think it's okay, because it's not. This is not okay.
Okay. Man, we started off strong with this list, didn't we?
Oh yeah, very strong. Now, okay, so very real talk. These are controversial topics. We're a little late into this particular game. We should have said this a little bit earlier. But like your opinions, your ideas, you like pineapple on pizza, fine. I'm not going to fucking sit here and back and forth with you about why you're wrong and all of this other stuff. I'm just going to allow you to live in that bliss and accept the fact that, we're going to have differing opinions. People are different, ideas are different, and that's going to be what this episode is me pissing off so many people who are going to go into the comment sections and call me out on my bullshit. And I'm just going to sit there and kind of bask in that
glory,
moment. Yeah, just
Yeah.
bask in that glory of how I pissed off like a good chunk of the internet.
Okay, I'm gonna move on from this topic before tables start flipping,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the one that's like the most controversial. I've
Please.
loved that was the number
Oh,
one.
for sure.
Second one is a pretty universally agreed upon one, but is still controversial, I guess. Books are often better than the movie adaptions.
Mm.
I would say that I agree with that one to an extent. It depends on which one it is.
To an extent. I can definitely think of several books where the movie was probably better, or at least the movie described things better and was a little bit more concise and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think it's
Um,
situational. Like, for instance, for me, I'll give you an
very.
example that I will have. Game of Thrones is a great example. With the exception of the
Mm-hmm.
last season of Game of Thrones, I think that Game of Thrones was
Sure.
a great TV adaptation and much better than the book.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to read the books, and the books were so hard to get through, whereas the TV
Sure, sure,
show
sure, sure.
was very easy to watch. So I like that's a
Mm-hmm.
good example, and I know that I used that in like the previous episode we did, but
Sure, 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 sure.
um,
Uh, like I have a couple examples myself. Stephen King's It
oh
is one that
yes,
pops into my mind.
yes.
Because the book is fantastic, if a little dated, and there are definitely some moments in the book that have me questioning some stuff on why it was even included in the first place. And I mean, even Stephen King has come out to say that he's not a huge fan of the writing that he did for the book. But I would say that the movie definitely did a really good job adapting that writing into something. It's very clear that a lot of people really put effort into, well, I mean, both versions of Stephen King's It uh,
Yeah.
had really just been amazing. Um, Another example that kind of pops into my mind is uh oh, I had it. Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings was
Okay.
like, now I know,
Okay.
I know
Okay.
what you're going to say, and this is where the controversy kind of comes in a little bit because everybody really likes the book or really likes the movies, and I'm sitting here as someone who's kind of done both, sort of. Reading through The Hobbit, I think The Hobbit does a better job as a book
Oh
describing
yeah.
what was going on and what was even happening. And I think Andy Serkis does an amazing job reading the book because he's obviously a very prolific and wonderful writer or actor. Um, and the movies are fun and cinematic, and they have amazing character and design and stuff, and I really like that. And I do lean more towards the book when talking about The Hobbit. When talking about Lord of the Rings, however, I'm leaning towards Peter Jackson's movies because they're concise, they make a little bit more sense, and they're easier to get through, and like I can follow the plot a little bit better. um I'm sad to say that when I was listening to the audiobooks for Lord of the Rings, I got to Lothlorien and just couldn't get past. Like it's a very dry slog to try and get through those books. And I hate saying that because they're really good stories.
Hmm.
I really enjoy like a lot that Lord of the Rings has to offer, but I think that in the moment there is really where the movie just has better pacing and is easier to understand than the books, if I'm being honest.
Okay. See, that's an example where I think that The Hobbit I agree with you with, because
Yeah.
The Hobbit, Warner Brothers forced Peter Jackson to do a trilogy. He never wanted to do a trilogy.
Yeah. It really
Um
didn't need to be a
but
trilogy.
but with Lord of the Rings, I've read both the books and watched the movies, and I would say that they are
Mhm.
both. I don't think that one is better than the other. I think that they are
Mm-hmm.
both on the same level. I think that they are on the same level of superior.
Okay.
It is a prime example of incredible writing, and it is
Mm-hmm.
probably the best example, I think, ever in
Hmm.
cinema history of being the
Yeah.
most accurate version of a book, like the most accurate movie adaptation of a book ever made. I really genuinely think
Hmm.
that. Because I just think that it's just crazy how good Peter Jackson was at adapting that trilogy.
It's very good. Like it's an amazing representation of someone being able to like cinematically representing that trilogy, and it's so beautifully done. Like I can't praise that movie enough, especially the extended editions, which like at this point are the only editions. Um, but I don't know. It's hard to really think of a world in which the books are the only way to take in Tolkien's masterpiece.
Okay, so number 3 here on this list is
Yeah.
social media does more harm than good.
Oh, straight up, 110%. Like
I agree.
that's a controversial opinion that social media
Yeah.
no, like there's actual fucking evidence saying that that's the thing. Like what who's saying that this is a controversial opinion? It's 1,000% correct. Like what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know why anyone thought that was like controversial because that's totally true. I mean, you see the amount
It's
of
straight up
I
maybe
mean,
the controversy is the fact that it is doing that. I don't know. I'm not sure
yeah.
what the controversy is
Yeah.
in particular, but like
I mean, I'm just saying like in general, like
sure.
uh, Facebook has gotten in trouble in particular, and so has Instagram for
Yeah.
like organizing hate groups. Like it's
Yeah.
known to be a problem. Like it needs to be fixed.
Exactly. Like you can't look me straight in the face and be like, "Oh yeah, no, now that Elon Musk has bought Twitter, everything is so much better." And it's like, "No,
Yeah,
it isn't."
for what? Russian
No, it
propaganda? Sure.
fucking isn't. You're right. Oh my god.
um
No, it's disgusting. And social media platforms, like nothing against Big Daddy YouTube, right? Because Big Daddy YouTube out there, hi, how are you? You are an interesting little bean because you just kind of don't let your content creators know what is going on, right? And that's really hit and miss. I know that you don't want people to take advantage of the system and game it into their like own favors and stuff, but like at a certain point you have to start thinking and maybe considering that like maybe it's okay every now and again to just kind of let people understand. Let them in on the game a little bit. There are some other places though, like Twitch, that overcorrect so hard in one very specific direction that it's amazing that they weren't there already in the first place. Like, it's crazy to see what some of these social media platforms are willing to do and correct for just because somebody like threw a hissy fit. And it doesn't even have to be a lot of people. It could be just like one person throws a stink about something, and these social media companies and sites, they just like bend the knee so easily as if it was their goddamn birthright to do so.
yeah, it's
It's
annoying.
insane.
Yeah,
Very annoying.
I still don't really understand why. Maybe it's controversial again because of the what they're doing, but I
Maybe.
think it's controversial just because it's
I
like
mean,
in general, I
that's my
guess.
only guess, right? That's my only guess.
Yeah. Number 4
Mhm.
is social. Sorry, that was number 3. Number 4,
Mhm.
college isn't necessary for success.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Hmm.
Like
I think
I can see where that's fairly confrontational. I can speak words. Words are hard. I can see where that's fairly controversial, but I mean, especially with a lot of the stuff that's going on in today's like day and age, you don't need college as much as you used to. Most schooling and education can be done online anyway. Why would you need to go to like a brick and mortar school in order to learn programming or coding or art or any of these other things? Now, are there some things that I think should be done in person? Maybe. I'm having a hard time thinking of what. But in all honesty, like needing to go to college just doesn't really feel like that's a necessity. Not like it used to be, right?
mm,
Maybe a trade school. It's the only thing that I can think of. Plumbers, carpenters,
yeah, I would say that
hands-on hand labor stuff.
yeah, I would say that like in today's world, like college is less about the actual this is so sad, but college is
Mhm.
less about the actual education aspect, and now it's more being acted as a business, right?
Yeah,
And so my
like you're
problem with
going
it,
for the name.
is that it doesn't guarantee you the jobs that it used to, like it used to be able to do. Like now it's like somebody who doesn't have that degree can get that job if they really want to.
Mhm.
I think what really makes it annoying is that like college used to be like, oh, you go, you learn stuff, you graduate with that degree, and then they would help provide you with a job in that degree in some way, shape, and form. Now, colleges are
Right.
just like, okay, you stopped paying, we're not going to help you at all now. Like, and
Mhm.
that's the part that I find so awful, really,
I
genuinely
agree.
awful, is that, like, they just don't help you at all anymore. Like
Mhm.
they help you with the education, which is honestly could be argued now is not really good quality anymore. And
Right.
then they don't help you after you're done at all. Like there's an alumni
Right.
center, but like what does that really do? Anything? Because it
Sure.
didn't do anything for me when I left college. My alumni center
Right.
didn't give a shit about me. They
Oh, same with
yeah, like
mine. But like
seriously.
not that I had the opportunity to even use mine. Two of the three colleges that I went to fucking closed all of their schools in the United States. Like I have nothing. I have no resources for either of the colleges that I went to in order to like get a job or find what's even going on in the
Which
industry or updating my certifications. Like
Which is really funny to me because when you're making that much money, how do you run out of money? Like really, that means your
right,
financing department is just
where
not
does
doing
it
anything good.
even go? What are you
Yeah,
even doing?
it's crazy.
Who even
It's crazy.
knows?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I'll give you an example. Berkeley College of Music right now is 60 grand a
Yeah.
semester. It was 30 grand a
Jesus.
semester when I went. It's doubled now. So that
Gross.
is $120,000 a year and they have 4,000 students. What's 120,000 times 4,000? Berklee College of Music is making $480 million a year just off tuition. And you're telling me that you
Disgusting.
can't help me afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? Like, it's just so disgusting. It really is. Like, how do you, I mean, it makes it
I
very easy
agree.
to run a school, but like, that's a business. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone else
Yeah.
says. That is a business.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Straight up.
I feel like we're naming codename kids next door here. Number 5. Wow, I haven't
Good
thought of that in a
show.
long
God, I
time.
haven't seen that show in forever.
Yeah. Number 5, remotely working isn't for everyone.
What do you mean?
That's just a controversial
I
opinion.
mean,
So working remotely isn't for
I
everybody.
guess. Like I guess there's some people that I could see that being an issue, right? There's certainly some jobs where you can't work remotely. Um And I could see that there's some people that don't like being shut in or who want to get out and go and do stuff. Like I get that. There are people that like need to leave the house and make house life, and work life. Like I totally get that. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know.
say that.
I could deal with a remote job though. Like
Oh
I
well,
think I don't know. Like
after
I
coming
could
off
use
of
some remote work.
what the both of us are going through right now, like yeah,
Right?
like
Oh,
I can understand. Yeah, yeah, of course.
God.
Yeah, same
Mhm.
here. I could use a remote job right
Um.
now. But what I was
Mhm.
gonna say is that like a good example is just extroverts. Extroverts cannot
Yeah.
handle remote work because they
No.
need to get up and interact with somebody. People who have
Yep.
ADHD, like me, can't do remote
Mhm.
work. I want to do remote work because I've been in customer service for so long, like in retail, that I
Sure.
could use a break from it. But realistically speaking, if I did do a remote work job, I think I'd probably
Mhm.
last 2 weeks before I got bored,
Mhm.
you know?
I could get behind that.
And not having any
So,
coworkers, ugh,
yeah.
not good.
So, I guess to a certain extent, that one definitely would be a little bit harder, especially for some people. Um, I don't know if it would be impossible. Like any other job is challenging in and of itself, but I don't think it's impossible. Especially if you can like if it's the socializing that we're worried about, right? You can socialize on your days off or on the weekends. You can still socialize with some of the coworkers that you work with. You just have to do it remotely.
Yeah.
Um, like it's not impossible to still be social with remote work. I can see where it would be more of a challenge. Yeah,
The next one is cats are better than dogs.
straight up. Well,
Oh, don't give me that. That's something. This is
no,
going to
but
be
I
a
like
very bad discussion then, if that's the case.
but I like both. Like, okay, so here's why my initial knee-jerk reaction is in favor of cats, right? I've grown up with cats. I've had cats in my life for like a good chunk of it, and I never really had the opportunity to have a dog. Um, both are very cute, both are very loving, both have their own quirks and whatevers. Cats, I think, worked better for me because they kind of did their own thing and they didn't need as much attention as some of the dogs that I've seen, or even some of the dogs that I've interacted with. And I know that that would have worked a lot better with me, because I just there was definitely a point in my life where I mean even now that I'm thinking about it, where I can't really look after an animal, which is why I don't have one. um
Right.
but like it's if I were to get one, a cat is definitely more self-reliant than a dog is, I
Mhm.
think. Which is why I knee jerked like, yes, cats. Cats can handle themselves. They can do their own stuff. They still get lonely. They still have feelings and they still care about their owners and stuff. But um
You're
it's
gonna,
I don't know.
you're gonna become an
What?
old cat woman.
Maybe. I fucking might
I
be
can
crazy
picture that
cat
happening
lady,
to you in 50 years.
right?
um,
I'll just grow my hair out and just
um, I okay. I don't like. My knee jerk reaction is that I don't like cats. Yeah.
mm,
And the only reason really is because a cat when I was younger, I pet it the wrong way and it scratched my face. And I've been kind of traumatized by it ever since. Um,
damn.
I have
I
since
need to
then
get you
grown.
to a cat
Hold
cafe.
on, hold on. I have
Okay.
since then grown to appreciate cats more. Like my friend Bella
Sure.
has a cat that I absolutely love. My friend Courtney,
Mhm.
when I was in college, going back to college, and in college with her, she had a cat that I absolutely loved. Um,
Mhm.
the difference though is that the both of them acted like dogs. That's I think the reason
Mm.
why. So they both, cats sometimes are very territorial. I guess you could
Mhm.
say they're very, very hesitant to trust people. And
Sure. Maybe a little standoffish.
Yeah, and I just don't like that. At all. I don't like that about an
Mm-hmm.
animal. Like that's kind of why I love dogs, is because dogs. I am a- I am attention deficit, to be honest with you. I have
Mm.
had a lot of very lonely moments in my childhood because I'm mostly, as you know, an only child. So when
Yeah.
um, my parents could only do so much. They were very helpful, of course, but like,
Sure.
I never grew up
Sure.
with someone my age around me or like a brother or a
Mm-hmm.
sister. So like having a dog
Sure.
would fix a lot of the attention problems that I feel. Or feel like I'm always
Mm-hmm.
lonely. I feel like a dog would always help me. My mother and
Mm-hmm.
father, I always said this, to them. I really do, hate the fact that they didn't get me a dog when I was a kid. Or like
Mm.
let me like raise a dog, because I just felt so lonely growing up. I was so
Mm.
annoyed. I've never had an opportunity to own a dog or a cat, but specifically, I would
Sure.
love a dog, and I will still hold my mom accountable for that, because she's the one
Sure.
that said that I couldn't take care of it. It literally was
Mm.
her words, and I can tell you right now that that wasn't true. Like, all you have to do is teach me, but you weren't even willing to teach me. So, like, I don't know. I wish I had a dog. I felt very, very lonely growing up, and I wish I had one. So I think that's why
Mm.
I kind of choose dogs over cats, is because of the attention
Sure.
thing. But I don't know. It's not. I'm not like saying like woe is me. I'm just stating facts. I was very lonely as a child,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish that that was different. And I kind of hate that my mom didn't get me a dog. I'm still angry about it to this day. Like, I still am bitter about it. I really wish that she had, you know, gotten me at least an animal growing up, even a turtle, for
Sure.
crying out loud. Give me something to take care of. Teach me responsibility.
Sure.
You know?
Right. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's just my opinion. Now that I've ridiculed my
Fair.
mom. Uh, um. Oh, I think this is one that we're gonna disagree on. Number
Okay.
7. Number 7. Summer is the worst season.
Yes.
See, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Fuck your face.
you.
What do you mean? What do you mean summer is the best season? It's not the best season. You get all hot and sticky and gross. And I just like, sure, okay, the sunshine is nice and fine and whatever,
Roxanne,
but then
Roxanne,
hmm
I weigh 145 pounds with no muscle. I can't go outside in winter.
that's not my problem.
I literally stand outside for 5 minutes in the cold and I'm shaking. I don't care how cold it is. Even if it's like 35, 38 degrees. I am
hmm
so fucking cold all the time. And then you get to like 80, 90-degree weather. It's like heaven for me. Plus, you
hmm
can go do
I
more out in the
like
summer. You can go to the
mm,
beach. You can go swimming. You can go on hikes.
I
You can
okay.
have
I'll
barbecues. Barbecue. Think
I'll
of the
put in
food.
I'll put an asterisk near all of this, okay? Like if this summer never broke 80, 85 to be a little generous. If it never broke 85, then I'd be more willing to let it kind of have its moment and have its day in the sun, right? But the simple fact that in Idaho we would get 110, 115 on like a regular summer day. Like I don't even know what the hottest recorded temperature is in southeastern Idaho, but the fact that that exists is not
hmm
okay. It's not
Yeah.
okay,
You can.
Brennan.
You can.
It's not okay for me to go outside and instantly just be hit with this wave of heat and gross, nasty
Ugh.
feeling.
See, I love that so much.
I
Ugh.
hate it. Oh my god, I
Um.
hate it so much.
To be fair, you're gonna like the summer here because it doesn't get up that high. I mean, it does get up
Okay,
high
good.
here.
Sure.
In July, it can really get hot here. It does get up to like
Mhm.
95. but like it's sometimes over 100, but it doesn't get that over 100 that often.
Okay. Like as
You
long as
have
it
to
doesn't
deal.
go over 100, but even then, that's just.
Well, you have to deal with the mountains in Idaho. That's the difference. The
Yeah,
mountains block the heat in the summer.
true.
You know.
And I lived in a desert.
Yeah, and you live near
Like,
the coast here, so like it doesn't feel super humid here. It's like
mm-hmm.
you get the moist air. Um,
Sure.
but anyway, I don't know. I just feel like I fucking hate winter so much to a point
Yeah.
where like I'm considering moving
Hmm.
somewhere where there is no winter
Hmm.
in my future of my life, because I've lived here
Mm-hmm.
for 25 years and 26
Sure.
years, and I've dealt with 26 New England winters, and I'm getting really
Sure.
fucking tired of all this fucking cold and this snow, and
Sure. Sure. Sure.
having it be not warm for technically 7 months of the year.
Hmm.
I guess. I mean,
God, it
it's
sounds amazing.
see, it's not like
Sounds wonderful.
spring and fall are they're not warm, but they're not cold enough to be like bad. They're just kind of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
here. But
I got you.
I just hate the winter. I fucking hate the winter. I mean, the winter has been getting smaller and smaller as the years go by. I mean, this year's winter was nothing
Sure.
really. It was January and February and part of March, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't call December. December was in like the 60s. I wouldn't call that winter.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, it's getting smaller and smaller. Like that's just the effects of global warming, right?
Bummer.
Yep.
What a bummer note.
On that note, moving on.
What an
Number
absolute bummer. Next.
number 8. I think we can agree to disagree on this one. Breakfast is the most
Okay.
overrated meal.
Yeah. I mean, we have our breakfast episode, right? We talk about breakfast and like how the Americanized idea of eggs, bacon, and pancakes is not like everybody's breakfast, right? But I like it's still important for people that need that kind of boost of energy, start the day with all this so that you can like continue on and do your bit. Like it makes sense why breakfast exists. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that it isn't important to eat because you should when you're hungry. So
See
I wouldn't
now,
necessarily call it overrated.
it doesn't say eating breakfast at breakfast time is the most overrated meal. It doesn't say that. It says
Hmm.
breakfast is the most overrated meal. Because
Okay.
I would be okay with eating breakfast for dinner. Like I've done that
Oh
before many
yeah, same.
times. You know what
I've
I
done
mean?
that before as
So
well.
like
It's
I don't.
amazing. I love
If we're
that.
talking in that context, I absolutely disagree. It's saying that breakfast is the
Mhm.
most overrated meal. I think it's delicious. I think that eggs and bacon
I
and
agree.
toast and
Yeah, yeah.
bagels and like even then like a breakfast burrito or
Classic
even breakfast
Americana.
pizza even. Although I don't really
Mhm.
have breakfast pizza. Um,
Fair.
yeah.
Neither do I. I think
Plus,
the only time I
on
had
top of
breakfast
that,
pizza was Rainforest Cafe. Hmm.
plus on top of that, plus on
The
top
only
of
time I
that,
remember.
plus on top of that, the coffee in the morning. Oh, it's just something about a nice cup of coffee or tea in the morning.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, I do really like my tea in the morning. Oh, and there's this apothecary shop that's just down the street. They mix their own tea. They need more fruit tea options, and I'm very disappointed that they don't have fruit tea options. But it's very good. Strong, highly recommend.
That's a bummer. Moving on. Uh,
Yeah.
um,
Thanks.
we've got a little bit of time left. I'm gonna cut to
Mhm.
some of these more interesting ones.
Sure.
I'm interested to hear what you say about this. Avocados are overrated.
What do you mean?
That's all it says. Avocados are overrated.
Okay, I don't know what they're on about. Avocados are great. A good source of like fats and
I agree.
and
I think they're great.
like guacamole exists. Why? What do you mean avocados are overrated? Guacamole exists.
I think what they mean is that
Fucking
like
come at me.
I think what they mean is that like millennials have made it a trend.
I mean, I guess like
Maybe.
avocado toast is a thing. Sure, fine. All right, so you're replacing peanut butter or even just
Don't.
straight up butter with avocado. Like, okay.
This is not to you, Roxanne, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying to the general public, do not knock avocado toast until you've tried it. Once you tried
It's
it and you tell me
amazing.
you don't like it, then you can say it's
Fucking
overrated. But
good.
let me tell you,
Good.
avocado toast is delicious, and you can put tons of stuff
Mhm.
on it. Like
Right.
there's a place called the Friendly Toast in my area that does something
Mhm.
with their avocado toast. They put onions, which I'm not a big fan of onions, but they do put raw onions on it, and they season it up with like pepper and
Ooh.
salt and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and dip it in
Think
olive oil. It's delicious. And
I
then there's
think that
another
might
one.
be the thing. I think that might be the thing is that they don't season their food and that's why they don't like it.
There's another one that they do because you
Uh-huh.
interrupted me. There's another one that
I'm
they do
sorry.
where they put salmon on top and they put feta cheese, and it's delicious.
Interesting.
Delicious. I know you don't like
Interesting.
salmon, but to someone who loves salmon, it's
I don't like
delicious.
salmon.
It's
Okay.
delicious. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, now going back to my point because you interrupted me. I think that might be
You bitch.
I think that might be the reason why a lot of people are like avocados are overrated because they just kind of like open it up and scoop it out and eat it like straight. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, yes, it has some flavor, but like the awesomeness about avocado is what you kind of do to it. All the salts and the flavorings and seasonings and how you present it and stuff. Like that's all the stuff that
Yeah.
makes it really good. What do
Agree, yeah.
you mean? What do you fucking mean? I don't know. Some people's kids.
Yeah. I don't really understand knocking avocados. I think that's fine,
I don't
honestly.
understand it either. I think they're good.
I
Versatile.
agree. Agree. Also, the sun is shining directly on you now. This is great.
I know, I've noticed. I've got this glow about me.
Yeah, you're just glowing, sweetheart. Um, okay. Dare I bring up the trans topic?
Do it. Make
Harry
it
Potter
happen.
books are just okay.
Um, okay, well, since we've mentioned Harry Potter, we have to address the elephant in the room every single time Harry Potter is mentioned. Fucking J.K. Rowling can fucking eat 1,000 dicks and die with a spike up her ass because she's just an absolutely visceral, horrible woman to have ever existed in the face of eternity, which is saying something because at one point in my life, I like really cherished her work. Harry Potter was very influential for me and for many children in the world. Like I totally get it. Now, are the books good? Like if we really examined them with the same scrutiny that we would many other works, no, they're not fantastic. They're meant for a younger audience and that's their entire purpose. And I
Mhm.
won't fault them for that because of how they were written or who they were written for. It was very obviously for a specific demographic, and that isn't us anymore. We grew up. That's just
Mhm.
kind of how it fucking works, and I get that. So, yeah, all right, the books aren't that great. The movies are kind of out and about in their own selves. I think the movies are better than the books if we wanted to go back to that particular controversial topic. Um Uh, but as a whole, I think we can all agree that J.K. Rowling is just a vile witch of a woman that fucking doesn't deserve a day of happiness for the rest of her life.
Wow, tell us how you really feel.
Oh yeah,
um,
mhm.
um,
I'm not going to fucking hide it anymore. She doesn't want
yeah,
to give me respect, so fuck her.
yeah. I would say that, so my opinion on that is that I think the books are well written. Do I think that they are written well enough to have sold as many copies as they have? No, I don't think so. I think that
Yeah.
I think that what people like is the world. I think people like the idea of wizards and witches being around in
Right.
what they call the
Magic.
Muggle world, which is like it's just
Yeah.
they're there hiding amongst the rest of humanity, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea because it's like, a bunch of humans will probably not even realize that a witch or wizard is there, and I like the idea that witches and
Right.
wizards
Right.
actually
Right.
help
Right.
save the world without them even realizing it. I like that idea. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like actually enjoying the books for how they're written, no, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they're written very well. I mean, I think they're okay. I mean,
Yeah.
they're again, you're
Mm-hmm.
right. They're written for a specific demographic, and that's not us anymore. It was
Exactly.
us at the time,
It
but like
was.
even then, like J.K. Rowling is very controversial, not just for the trans stuff, but like she's also
Sure.
controversial because like she makes fun of like midgets, which is now little people. Excuse
Mm-hmm.
me. She makes fun of dwarfs. She makes fun of ginger people. She makes fun
Mm-hmm.
of like all these different types of stereotypes she plays into in these books, and it's like,
Yeah.
come on, woman. Like, do you really think of everyone this way? And you start to realize when you start to
Mm-hmm.
peel back the layers how
Mm-hmm.
horrible of a person she is
How
for
much
like
of a
thinking all
horrible
this
person
stuff,
she. Yeah.
you know?
It's awful.
And yet I'm still going to
But
watch
that's
the
okay
HBO
though.
Max show.
I'm not even going to give them like I'll pirate it.
Yeah.
Straight up, FBI agent, I know you're watching. I'm going to steal it and not give her a goddamn cent.
Mhm. I might watch it in
Her
VR
reign of
chat.
terror ends tonight.
Yeah. I might watch it in VR chat cuz there's an easy way to
Oh yeah,
pirate
straight
that
up.
stuff without even getting your
Straight
identities
up.
looked at and stuff, but um
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, it's okay. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
all right, moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just really funny.
No, you're fine.
Um, this is an interesting one. I think politicians prove this one. You don't need to
Mhm.
travel to be worldly or cultured. I say politicians
Mm,
kind of prove this one because politicians travel the world quite a lot and they are not cultured
yeah.
or
They're
smart.
definitely not cultured or smart. No, you're right.
And I'm not saying that I am
Um,
either, but like I think I know more than
sure.
most white adult
I
men
yeah.
in charge right now. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you
Uh
know.
it's certainly one of those about the topics, right? Depending on the topic, I would feel more confident being able to like hold the conversation and be able to talk about it for an extended period of time without much worry of being at a loss for words. Um I like to think I'm fairly smart at certain things. Um I'd like to think that I know a lot about other things or about kind of life in general type stuff. Like I'm not hopeless in my abilities. Uh but I can also see where well I mean especially way back when, right? Way back when we didn't have the internet or technology like we do today where traveling around really did make you cultured and you really like understood like the world around you and people and different ideas which I think we need to try and get back to a certain extent
Hmm.
um but yeah like I don't think it's changed, right? The idea of what makes you cultured and worldly has changed. It's not what it used to be um like
Right.
with the advent of technology and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
like you can
different.
you can be much more cultured now in general, just sitting at home alone because you can watch documentaries on
Right.
things. You can watch YouTube information about things. You can watch somebody from that country talk about their country. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different things that you can do to give yourself resources for that. So I don't think you need to travel anymore to understand the culture of things. But at the same time, if you don't travel, you'll never 100% understand the culture because you'll never drop yourself into that culture. And I think that that's the more important thing, is the fact that if you want to experience, say, for instance, like the culture of like Italy or Ireland or the UK or India or something like that, you have to drop yourself into that country and experience what people are like in that country in order to really like experience and fully cherish and love the culture of humanity and humans,
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
I wouldn't necessarily say you should drop yourself into America because we have a culture of gun violence, but, it's like one of those things where it's like you go to a specific city and you have Boston culture, you have New York culture, you have Chicago culture, you have Los Angeles culture.
Right.
I would say, personally, the United States is basically like 50 different countries at this point. Go into a specific state and experience the culture as a city, not as a state or a country. It's kind of different with like saying like, like Ireland, like Dublin is a different culture than say where my great grandfather grew up in Carlingford, which is different from Belfast way up north, which is different from the Cliffs of Moher down southwest. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
exactly.
It's again, it's like cultures differentiate themselves between different things, and I would say you have to drop yourself into those places.
I agree. I can definitely get behind that. I mean, especially with how big America is and the whole melting pot idea. The fact that we just have cultures. For the longest time, America was actively inviting different cultures over to grow and expand and become what it is like a couple years ago.
I know, yeah.
Because it's certainly decided for some reason to go back on that in recent years.
Fuck
I
recent
don't know
years. Let's try recent
why.
months.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just don't.
We
I
are
don't
we
get
are
it. I don't
regressing
get
faster than I've
it.
ever seen
Yeah.
before. I have never seen a regression like
Yeah, it
this.
fucking
Okay, moving on.
ass. Yep. Stop bringing up the controversial ones. You wanted this episode.
I
You
did.
wanted this,
Well,
Brennan. You did this.
These are all controversial opinions. What do you want me to do? Of course I wanted this episode.
No.
And we're gonna have one more topic. one more question to finish off this episode,
Okay.
because trust me,
Got it.
this is one that I think will be ending on a really funny note. Apple products are overpriced.
Yes,
That's number 20.
1000%. Are you kidding? Yes. No, the answer is yes. What do you mean Apple products aren't overpriced? They are 100% overpriced. They're made with too nice of materials, and they're like sold as if the end all be all cure to everything, fucking whatever you could ever possibly need in your fucking pants. And I'm just sitting here like, that is too expensive for me. I can't afford that. I can't afford magic in a bottle, Brennan. I can't. I can't afford it. And you know what sucks? You know what really sucks? Is that when Steve Jobs was still alive, maybe I would have bought into it, right? If I had the time, the patience, and the money, maybe I could have become an Apple fanboy if Steve Jobs was alive. But whatever's going on now is a weird second cousin snake oil salesman. And it's not what it used to be. You're selling me snake oil, Brennan, and I don't appreciate it.
I haven't said 2 words. So you'd probably be surprised to hear this, but I agree with you. I think Apple products are overpriced.
Fuck yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that I don't think they're worth it. I think that personally, I find that Apple products are incredibly well made. I think that they are very very damage resistant. Now the battery life is fantastic now. There's a lot of different things that I would say that make Apple products worth it over time. The camera alone is worth it too. There's just a lot of things that I would say are worth it. However, I do agree with you that I think that Apple taking a 50% profit off of everything they sell is a little bit much to ask for. I think 25% would be fine. And even then, I think it might be. I'm going to make an argument here. I think all tech is overpriced.
Oh, yeah. Straight up.
And I think that I would say that because, you have to look at tariffs. And this was before this whole tariff bullshit started. You have to look at tariffs in general. You got to look at import materials. You got to look at cost of production. You got to look at research. You got to look at how to pay the employees. Like, everything that's being put together does cost money. But I still think that all technology in the world is pretty much overpriced. Anything that's, like, significant and good, and like not like some cheap Chinese stuff from Amazon or Temu. I'm talking about like legit, like say like MSI, NVIDIA graphics cards, I don't know, Corsair, Apple, Samsung. Samsung is another one. They're another victim of being overpriced. Oh my god. If you want to pull the other way, Samsung has way overpriced. A TV is like $2,000. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's just, listen, I love Sony, and I think that Sony probably makes the best Android phones, but they're also overpriced, especially considering what they did to the latest Galaxy. Oh my god, did you see what they did with the latest Galaxy? They just basically copy and pasted and then got rid of the square and turned it into an iPhone. It's very weird. Yeah, and also the camera rings around the cameras themselves were plastic. They weren't even real. It was all for cosmetic. So it's just like a bunch of things that it's like very weird. It was like even so much so that like a lot of reviewers were very surprised at the direction that Samsung decided to go. Plus there's no MagSafe. That's another thing that's weird. But anyway, I would argue to say that yes, I agree with you. Going back to the original question, I do agree with you that I think that Apple products are overpriced, but so is pretty much everything else. Everything is like overpriced. I think the Switch 2 is overpriced. I think the Xbox is overpriced. I think that my graphics card was overpriced. I think that
straight up,
I'd even go as far as to say that candles are overpriced. I paid like $15 for candles nowadays. It's like, come on now. Everything is starting to go up.
Agree.
But hey.
Crazy. And it's unfortunate.
There's either two ways this can go. We'll all either go broke or jobs will have to pay their employees more money.
They'll have to do something. Like, we'll have to figure something out. I have no idea what's going to happen. But yeah, no, the other shoe has to drop eventually. Whatever that is, whatever that looks like. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so that's my list. Do you have any topics you'd like to push out for us?
I don't.
That's okay. I was just asking.
I never know what to ask. I'm bad at this, Brennan. I hold conversations. You know this.
True. I don't create questions.
I've always been bad.
I answer questions.
Yeah, exactly. I will answer your questions, especially if I don't know the answer, I'll straight up be honest and say I don't know. But I can't generate a single question to save my life. I rely heavily on Google to ask questions for people.
Nice.
I'm so bad at it.
Nice. That's why I asked ChatGPT what to talk about today. Okay, anyway. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us on the Dialogue Dome.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to bring up some controversial questions in the comments. I think that this could be a fun little thing that we could do. Create a thread on YouTube or something. And
that'd be
feel free to look at our
Patreon.
Patreon.
A topic that you want an opinion on.
Yeah, feel free to look at our Patreon and our walkthroughs and all that stuff. And we got some more games coming out too soon. So,
it's gonna be great, and you're gonna have a good time.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.